Hi, it's Cam with Madrona Labs. Today I'm going to show you how to set up Virta with a MIDI keyboard for a super playable, patchable vocoder. I'm going to be demonstrating how to set this up in Ableton Live, but the process should be similar in your favorite DAW. For this you'll need two tracks, one MIDI and one audio track. Make sure the input of the audio track is set to your preferred input. I'm using this microphone for this example. And make sure that the MIDI track is routing its messages to that audio track like this. Drop an instance of Virta onto the audio track and record arm both. If Ableton doesn't let you, then hold Command for the second arm button or disable exclusive arm in Ableton settings. Turn monitoring on for both. You should be able to see the signals coming in on both sides. If you can't, then make sure your devices are configured correctly. If you can, then you're ready to go. The fastest way to a vocoder patch is this preset under Virta key effects called Vocoder Nice for Voice. This is a nice for voice patch. Yes, it is. But for learning purposes, let's do this from scratch. Start over from pass-through, unpatch that. And we want to begin with the MIDI data coming in through the key module. Starting with pitch, patch pitch to the exponential pitch input of oscillator 1, patch the gate to the trigger input of the envelope generator, envelope to the level of oscillator 1, turn it up. And now the MIDI signals are controlling oscillator 1. Let's actually turn the voices to 4. We want 4 voices. And the way that Virta handles polyphony is pretty interesting. It actually makes invisible copies of each module for each voice. They all share the same patch chords, but they run in parallel. You can see each of the 4 voices in certain dials like this. This is really cool because it means we can use oscillator 1 for all 4 voices and keep oscillator 2 around for fun later if we want to. So in order to hear anything, we actually have to patch the top half of Virta into the bottom through the formants module, which is where the vocoding takes place. The idea of a vocoder is it takes one signal and applies the timbral qualities of it to another signal. Program applies to carrier. So we want my voice as the program signal. So we're going to patch the comp output, that's post compressor and filtering, into the program input. And we want to use oscillator 1 as the carrier. We can hear some of the dry signal coming in. Let's cut that like this. And now let's make the shape a sawtooth and turn down the pitch all the way. Turn up some of our input and turn down the threshold of the compressor. And we have vocoding. We have a few different vocoding modes to play with different numbers of bands.
Here's 32. Sounds pretty nice.
Also, the pan modes will place the formants in different positions in the stereo field. Here's spiral, random, clumps. Ooh, I like clumps. Even, odd. I think even, odd is my favorite. Hello, hello, hello. It's fun to move around the stretch control. Man, vocoders are so fun. I want to map the mod wheel to something. Let's map it to the level of LFO. And let's patch the LFO to, how about stretch? Now the mod wheel makes this crazy vibrato effect. Let's tone that down just a little bit with this attenuator. Change it to sine 2, which is bipolar. Let's also patch mod to the rate of the LFO so it gets a bit faster as we turn the wheel up. I really like to play with the Vocoder 256 mode because instead of using an array of bandpass filters like a traditional vocoder, it uses fast Fourier transforms and you get a really crispy, futuristic sound. Crispy, futuristic sound. Hello, no time to do it right. Hello, say what you will, I'll keep on believing. Really fun way to use vocoders is to just let your mouth become the resonant filter. You can get all kinds of crazy sounds that way. You can also use your mouth as percussion. I also love using vocoders to process drum loops. So I threw a drum loop onto audio track, turned off input monitoring. The drum loop on its own sounds like this. And then if we put it through Virta, it's a really great way to get really rhythmically lively pads into any rhythm track. Let's actually use the envelope follower of the incoming audio and patch it to the level, set it to low pass mode. Now we have something even more dynamic. Nice. Now we have a vocoder that is super playable and patchable. Virta has a lot more to offer, including a pitch tracker. Check out our last video where I processed field recordings through Virta for more information about those capabilities. As you can see, vocoders are so much fun. Comment your patch ideas below and see you next time. Bye.